Welcome back, you guys. And for those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. I hope to earn your subscription. Well, she's the last day of September. The leaves are changing and trapping season is just about to start. So we got lots on the go this year, and what better way to enjoy a beautiful end of September day than let's clean up a bunch of traps and boil them and wax them and get stuff prepared. That'll be a good day to have a fire and, hang out here and we can chat a bit. So yeah, this year we're gonna target our main species. We're gonna go after some muskrats and some beaver first, and then we're gonna open up the Marten fisher line, and then we'll be after our lynx and our wolves. So yeah, it should be shaping up to be a good season. I think this year the weather is gonna be a little bit cooler, which sounds great for trapping, but after last winter, it was really enjoyable. The nice warm weather, but wasn't very good for trapping. I don't think we're gonna have a repeat of that this year. So yeah, probably at the start here on, October 1st is the start of our beaver and muskrat season. And I guess coyote and fox is in there too, and wolf, but we'll just be going after some muskrats and some beavers. Up to the northwest of the line, I have one spot up there, I call it Muskrat Marsh. And yeah, we should be able to go up there and hammer a bunch of rats and get a bunch of beaver out of there. I don't want to get too crazy on the muskrats or the beaver because there's no market really for them. And just the cost of fuel and everything puts a big damper on a lot of trapping. But yeah, the other day I went and bought a jerry can of gas, and the fuel price had came up, but for one jerry can of gas was $33. That's completely insane. And yeah, it's just mainly to run my jerry can, or to run the generator or run the quads, but yeah, it adds up every week in fuel. So let's get some wax into this barrel. She's boiling. Yeah, there's about, what I put, 15, probably 13 gallons of water. And I'll put 4 of these blocks of wax in there. We'll let her melt and come to a roaring boil. So last year some of the guys had commented that, I shouldn't be boiling the traps with water and wax mixed together, but I've always done it like that. I've just put the water in, added the wax, and get it to a roaring boil, and then I boil these traps. And I find that it's almost like the pores of the metal open up from the heat of the water, and the wax gets absorbed into it. And then it's not like there's a layer of wax on here. It's like the wax has been absorbed into the metal. So these traps here have been sitting here 1 year. I never even moved them this all winter. They haven't even been moved all summer. They've been rained on, snowed on, whatever. There's absolutely zero rust, zero anything on them. You can see a little bit of the wax that was on it from last year in some of the spots, but as far as it is, the wax is like absorbed into the metal. That's how I've done it, and I don't know, that's how I've always probably will do it. it just works for me, and it works out good. And I don't know, it seems like about every 3 years I'll throw them back in the pot and give them a rewash, and they're re-waxed again for another 2-3 years. Yeah, these ones haven't been touched since last year. I boiled them, threw them there, used what I needed, and the rest just got left there. Well, here's our mess we're dealing with here. And then inside the wagon here's all the boxes, the traps. Yeah, that water's, she's a roaring boil. So yeah, this kind of cleans the traps too at the same time, and I don't know, I let them go for about 15 minutes in there. And if you can look, like, you can't really even see the wax because it's kind of all turned right into water and wax together. Like, that trap there has been laying on the ground all summer, since last fall. Got done using it. I don't even know if this one even got set. Got boiled up, and then it got set here in the pile, and it got left. Yeah, not a speck of rust on it. It was a brand new trap too. And it's just boiled in the water with the wax in it. You know, right now, this is one of my favorite times of the year, is sitting here and boiling traps up, and, you know, thinking on the past season, and thinking on the upcoming season, and thinking of previous year's seasons. And, you know, every fall I do this. I boil the traps up. I have all summer I could do it, but I don't know, it's just really enjoyable in the fall time. The weather's cooled down a bit, and, you know, getting that excitement in the air of the fall, and leaves are all changing. Kind of gets a guy excited. But I do know I watched another YouTube video, and I think it was Montana Wolf Trapper, and he used a 45-gallon drum and then cut it in half and welded another one on top and made his cooker for boiling his traps that way. I thought that was pretty neat. And I actually have a couple spare barrels here, so I don't know, I might end up building me one of them too, just like that. Then I don't have to use the fire pit all the time, and it'd just be handy. I could just boil traps wherever, over at the skinning shed or back over by the wood shed, wherever I wanted to, besides right here at the fire pit. So let's pull this first batch out. I think it's been in there long enough. Good for another year. Here's one of the old ones that I replaced. It's I used to just paint them with spray paint, but it costs too much to paint them all the time, and the paint just don't last. Yeah, last year I upgraded a lot of my traps, and I'm running all 120 or 160 Belials, and I have some of these 155 Northwoods. And I think it was the 155 Northwood fit really nice in the plastic box. The Belials, not so much, they didn't fit too good in there. I should have really put stuff away better last year. Trap season was over, everything pretty much just got dumped. Get a couple more handfuls ready for the pot. Oh, better sit down, take a break. All that hard work. Yeah, I don't know. It don't take a whole bunch of time. Throw them in there for 10 minutes into the boil and swish them around a couple times and then hang them up. You're done. But I have tons and tons of other traps to go through still. This is just pretty much a lot of the stuff that I used last year. I have more traps than I could ever use in 10 lifetimes. And there's still lots out in the bush. I like to cycle them out like every second or third year. So I usually leave the box. At the end of the season, I'll go up to the box, yank any bait out. I'll leave the box and then spring the trap off, and I throw the trap back in the box. And then say about every second or third season, when I come, I'll take that trap out and put a fresh one in, and that one comes back to the cabin, and sometime in the summer or the fall, it'll get boiled up and processed and ready to go back out in the field that year. That's how I've been doing it for probably the last, I don't know, 12 or 13 years out here anyways. But maybe let's go over and have a look at these other barrels and see what other traps we got in there to go through. There's an old barrel here full of stuff. Some old stuff. Fairly rusty stuff now. I think mainly all that would have been 160 Dukes. A lot of 120 or Victors. Just a bunch of old stuff there that, I don't know, here in Alberta, a lot of our traps and stuff are regulated now, so we can only use certain traps. So I usually just stick with all the Belial, so I've been really upgrading a lot of my stuff the last few years, and got a good arsenal now of Belial. But I got some more over here. I think there's some more Belials in one of these barrels. Those are all 330s. More 330s, and yeah, there's a bunch of Belials in here. There's a good pile of them there. That barrel's full too. But I think that's all leg hold traps. Oh yeah, I think that's just all leg holds. And this barrel, that's empty. Whole bunch of number 3 traps there. What are they? Some number 3 Dukes maybe, or Bridgers. Number 3 soft catches. Kind of interested what was in this barrel, but I think it was all footholds. It's pretty heavy too. Well, she's coming along. Had to add some more wood to it. Slowly digging through this pile. Still lots to go. Yeah, we're getting 4 bundles done anyways. Probably 40 traps there. Still got the rest of this here to go through. Well, I'll carry on. I'll turn you back on in a bit. Well, we're getting close to finishing up. There's still that little pile and one behind, and that'll put us at probably 140, 120, and 160 belials. Get them all completely submerged. Yeah, so when I'm done, I can just leave the water. Once it cools, that wax is still left there. I can pull it out once it's hardened again, put it in a bag, save it for next time, and proceed. I still have lots of 330s to do and go from there. But it was a nice afternoon to be outside. Feels like a good night to go moose hunting. So I'm gonna finish these ones up and I'm going hunting. So we'll see you guys down the trail, and we'll be out trapping here right soon. Doing a little moose hunting and exploring. So see you then.